Welcome back to Under the Marquee. I'm your host, Matt Gonzo, and this is a podcast where I get to hang out with musicians and ask them. We get to talk about everything, nothing. I don't know what it's about. We just hang out and talk. Sometimes they play music. Normally, it's with some people I find around Austin, Texas, because I live here, and we have amazing musicians. But this is a very special episode. I flew out to Boise, Idaho a while back. You can tell by the length of my hair. It's quite a while ago. And went to go see a band I grew up listening to that I absolutely love on their farewell tour, and happened to be staying at my hotel, and I happened to have all my stuff with me. So asked them if they do an interview. They said yes. What the hell? This happened. I can't believe it. Anyways, here's an interview with the band Refused. That's right. Refused. For those of you that know, what's up? For those of you who don't know, what's up? And anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this. It was amazing to get to meet somebody I adore. I got to hang out with the whole band. They were all so dang nice. Yeah, just big shout out to them. I wish them all of the best on all the things that they do and all the best health. We talk about a health issue that came up and some other stuff. But anyways, let's get to the interview. Before we do that, though, subscribe, do all that stuff. We have a bunch of amazing bands coming up. Again, very lucky that I got to interview some of these awesome people. And also, we have one sponsor that sponsors me, oddly enough. If you live in Austin, Texas, I have a food truck where I smoke meats and put them in awesome stuff like banh mi's and French dips. It's called Rattle Creek Texas Deli. Instagram, @Texas Deli. So if you live in Austin area and you eat meat, sorry, Dennis, he's a vegan. I apologize in advance. Then come on out, eat some barbecue. Sometimes I smoke oyster mushrooms and stuff. So Dennis, when you come to town, I got you too. Anyways, without any further ado, we gonna go. Everybody, Dennis of Refused. You are recording.
Perfect.
Perfect. Really even need, but I'll have anyways, just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case. Tiny switch.
Turn it down.
All right. Cool. Welcome back to Under the Marquee, everybody. I'm in Boise, Idaho, and I have a very surprise episode. Wasn't planning on, but I came to see one of my favorite bands growing up on their farewell tour, and happened to bring my gear. And I'm very lucky that my new friend has agreed to come on and talk to you guys and say hello. So without any further ado, I'll let him introduce himself.
Yes. All right. Thank you. Thanks for having me. My name is Dennis. I sing in a band called Refused. And plenty of other bands as well, like Invasion and Venice Casino and Fake Names and so on and so forth. So I just happen to be, we're staying at the same hotel. So let's just make this happen.
It's not creepy at all. I wasn't stalking you. I wasn't just
You're like, where would they stay
where
if
would
they came to Boise?
What's the closest hotel
to the venue?
No, I was checking in at the front door, and my cousin was coming up, and I just went, I think that's the guy from Refused, actually, who I'm here to see. And then my cousin walks up. He goes, who's that Nordic guy? Is he in the band? And I was like, I think so. And luckily Matthias was like, I think Dennis will do it. I don't want to do it.
Yeah. No one, I mean, David likes to talk, so he could possibly do interviews, but he has his 6-year-old daughter with him on tour.
I heard, yeah.
Yeah, and Matthias and Magnus, they don't talk. So it's like, it's up to me to be like the spokesperson. Yeah, the spokesperson of the band. It's weird. I play in so many bands, and in every band I play with, nobody wants to talk apart from me.
You're the face, you're the voice.
I know, but sometimes you don't want to be the face. Sometimes you just want to play in a band. But I mean, I'm pretty, I'm a decent. I could hold some decent conversations. I think it's fine.
Nice. Is it hard being the voice all the time?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sometimes, because it's like it's quite demanding to be the person that always have to sort of like do all the interviews, and it's also like you have different bands. But if it's always me being interviewed, then it's just, the same person. I mean, my dream scenario has been for a long time to just be like a bass player or guitar player, just not,
Yeah.
And this band Venice Casino that I have, a punk band, I actually just play rhythm guitar. I sing a little bit, but I play rhythm guitar.
Nice.
So I'm not like at least on stage, not that person, but then the others refuse to do interviews.
Yeah. so they still refuse to?
Yeah, so they were like, well, you still have to do interviews. I'm like, yeah, but live it's kind of nice to just have a little bit more of a laid back role. Because I mean, I've been the front man of pretty much every band I ever been in. Yeah. And I do love it, but it can be quite taxing to always be that person.
Of course.
Yeah.
So we're here in Boise. You're doing a farewell tour.
Yes.
Which is so huge. And just to speak to everybody, your band is so influential. I don't have to tell you this, but I could tell the people of the world, so influential. The lady at the front desk too, the young girl there, was like, oh, I really like hardcore. And I was like, have you not heard Refuse? She's like, I don't know that many bands. Like, I'm like, you should
check it out.
You should check it out. You'll see there's a lineage there.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
And she's coming to the show tonight.
I love it.
Yeah, she's like, I heard them. They're really good. I'm coming. And I was like, yeah.
I love it. That's so cool.
But, you're doing this farewell tour. You're such an influential band. I don't have to tell you. I know you've had so many interviews talking about the shape of punk to come.
Yeah.
Talking about the influence that it's had on everybody. But given that we're right here, we're doing the farewell tour.
Yes.
And given that you had a bit of a health scare recently that I'll let you talk on, I also had a health scare recently as well. I had a pancreatitis really bad, and I almost passed away.
That's not great.
I was on a feeding tube, and that's what led to this podcast. I wanted to share people's stories and have a little bit of, just something we leave behind, kind of.
Yeah.
Both in my relationship with people and also just hearing their stories. On this farewell tour, and given the health scares and everything, I'll let you talk on all of it. But what is something? How do you want to be remembered, both personally, both musically, on your journeys, on your travels? What kind of farewell are you trying to give out? And like what?
Yeah.
And what do you want to be remembered?
Yeah.
With and for?
I mean, it's interesting because we're saying goodbye to Refused. I'm not saying goodbye to music. I'm not saying goodbye to touring. I'm not saying goodbye to all that. So it's a bit of a weird situation to be in, because out of all the bands I played in, Refused is obviously the most influential and obviously the most successful out of all the bands. So it's a bit of a weird situation, because I love this band. I love everything we've done. I'm so proud of the legacy. And I mean, we wanted this to be a celebration. We decided last year that we didn't want to do it anymore. And I think more David than me, but I mean, me and David started the band, and then we said, if one of us doesn't want to do it, then that's it. Like it's the two of us from day one until now. And if one of us doesn't want to do it, and that David didn't want to do it, and I mean, there was a pretty big. I mean, it could have been like just one of those things, because the pandemic hit us pretty hard. Like, we just put out a new record. You just start touring, and then we had to cancel like a year of touring basically. And Chris, our guitar player, left, so it hit us pretty hard, and we never really recuperated from that. And then David said, like a year and a half, 2 years ago, he's like, I want to break from Refused. I don't want to think about it. I want to write music. I just don't want Refused to be in my life.
Totally.
And then about a year ago, we got this offer to play a Swedish festival, and it was a pretty substantial offer. So I called Dave and I said, I can't turn this down. It's like too much money. I am a musician. That's all I do. And being like an independent musician is not super easy. So we kind of got forced into a reaction, because if that festival hadn't come by, it might have been one of those deals where Refused just faded out, like it'd gone another 2 years, 3 years, and nothing happens.
Right.
And it forced us to sort of make a decision. And they said, well, let's do this festival and then do a farewell tour and like really celebrate the legacy, play every song that people want to hear, just be, just give people what they want. And we said, okay, that's cool. So we start practicing, and then the day before the big festival, I had a heart attack, which was insane, and that same day we were supposed to go out with a press release, like refuse the fucking dead. And I'm like, no, I'm in a hospital now, almost died. So it's like super crazy. Wow. And then, so last year, because it was, and it's funny how silver linings work, because we're supposed to do the festival and 15 shows. That was planned, like 5 shows in the States, 5 shows in Europe, 5 shows in Sweden, done.
Right.
And then I had a heart attack and everything moved, and now we're playing 65 shows this year. So it's just like one of those deals where like, it really sucked, but it also opened up the possibility to do a full year of reviews. Well, let's just do a full year.
Let's go all in.
Yeah, go all in, celebrate the legacy of the band, and have people come out and have a last chance to see us live. And so far, I mean, it's been spectacular. Like all the shows so far has been wonderful.
Really?
So it's been super cool. And then some nights you play and it feels great, and you're like, why are we breaking up this band? That's fucking crazy. But that's what's gonna happen. And I mean, right now it just feels great.
Good.
I'm sure in December when we play in our hometown, there might be some mixed emotions about what's going on. But right now it just feels like an amazing opportunity. And, health scares and so on. I mean, it's like, I'm really happy just to be here and play. And my body does not respond like it used to. It's weird and quite frustrating, but at the same time, I am still alive and I get to play these shows, and the shows have been great. So it's like, that's a bit weird, but at the end of the day, it's pretty fantastic.
Are you having any like?
Not from
anything.
So it's hard to tell. Like the heart attack, I had a massive heart attack, and I had to go and do put a stent in my heart and blow up some arteries. I'm on tons of medication. I'm also not 45 anymore. I'll be 53 this summer. So my body doesn't respond the way I want it to. My cardio is not as good as it used to be. So it's like little things that you feel like it's been way harder getting back into shape than I thought it would be.
Wow.
But it's part of life. And as I said, I'm glad to still be here. And I also think that the decision to stop playing with Refused, because one of the things that I always liked about our band is the explosive nature of the music. It's very, very confrontational and very explosive. And I've also built up sort of an idea of who I want to be live. And when I feel I can't do that anymore, I don't want to do this band, because it's such an integral part of like how this band operates is how I operate on stage, So I think for me is like, we'll do a year of this and then start a new band, and I can change my language. I don't have to be.
You don't have to be that
Refused Dennis anymore. I can be another character. Because I mean, with my other bands, you take on different roles and you have sort of different language for every band. And Refused is really taxing. It's really tough to play these shows. And I mean, especially now on this tour, we've been playing like some nights we play like 90 minutes. Of this music. It's fucking intense, and then you gotta be on your A game. So it's you
can't phone it in.
No, you can't. I hate, and that's the thing too. Like I hate when bands do phone it in. So I'm like,
you can tell.
I'm like, I want to do this properly, and I think this year is gonna be amazing, and then do something else.
Yeah, good for you. And thank you for doing another tour, man. I mean, I could speak for myself. I flew in from Austin. I've never gotten to see you guys live. Yeah. I grew up watching you guys. I used to stay up every Saturday night to watch Epitaph Records' 30-minute show on public television in like 2000. And I would wait till 1 o'clock in the morning, and then I'd record it on a tape to see which music videos they'd put on. And yours was always the one me and all my friends talked about.
It's so fun.
What is this fucking music video with the rabbits and shit?
Yeah, I don't know.
What?
What happened?
I don't know how much time I have you for, but
no, you'll have me for a little bit longer.
Okay,
until I'm bored.
All right, no pressure. Exactly. Now you know when he leaves why.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. I mean, so first off, thank you. I've never gotten to see it. I'm so excited. I also didn't expect to be here interviewing, which
Yeah.
is great. Thank you so
Bonus.
much, man.
Bonus.
Extra bonus.
Yeah.
But what the hell was I just sent that video to somebody and I just forgot. I didn't forget, but I just one of the most like things that I always think of is the way you guys ran on the wall. And what
I have no idea. So
how did that video come about? It was such a wild video to watch as like 12 years old.
Yeah. So the director is a good friend of ours. He played in a bunch of Swedish bands, and he was like, we're going to do a video. And so here's how crazy life is. So when we recorded Shape, I didn't want new noise on the record because we already recorded for a compilation called Straight Is Just Fuck 3. So I'm like, it's already recorded, but everyone's like, no, we should re-record it and do a new version of it because the one on the compilation is a bit different. So we recorded the record or the new noise, and I'm like, yeah, it's fine. And then when we were supposed to do the video, we've decided Liberation Frequency was going to be the video. And Yuke, the video director, he's like, what are you talking about? Like, New Noise is the song. And we're like, really? He's like, yeah, that's the song. And then he was like, let's just meet up in this warehouse. And he brought all the costumes and all the nonsense. And then it's all just kind of improvised.
Wow.
It's all just like, let's do this. And then let's hang you upside down. And let's come out of this fucking cupboard. And then, like it's all, I mean, we were there for a day and it's just kind of nonsense. But the video turned out, it's quite exciting.
It's so exciting.
Yeah. And he's a musician, so he knows the language of music and he knows like how to make it seem super exciting. So,
right.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot to thank that guy for because, without that video and that song, who knows, maybe we wouldn't be sitting here talking. So
yeah,
it's pretty wild how that happens. And he was like, what do you talk about? Liberation? No, New Noise is the song.
That. Yeah.
We're like, all right, I guess it's a song. And then it became the song. And,
It's kind of like that, though. I feel like I've interviewed quite a few people. And a lot of times they're like, yeah, the one that hit was the one I didn't want to do.
Yeah. I mean, I love that song. I thought it was
not saying
great.
that, yeah.
But it's funny because we didn't think that was going to be the song.
Right.
So it was cool.
Man, that's awesome. That is, yeah. It really did speak, especially because, like, growing up in like Venice Beach, California, and stuff like that. It's like I grew. You see all the other Epitaph ones, and it's like skating, and it's this, and it's like punk, and it's that. And then you see this one, you're like, what? And it's also 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So it's kind of already eerie and creepy, and you're by yourself, and then this fucking rabbits come out, and you're like, what just happened to me?
Yeah, it's great.
It was great.
Yeah.
My buddy sent me a question. This is pretty. You're a Swedish band.
Yes.
How did y'all get in with Epitaph, or even more so? I guess he sent me a really good question. Has being a Swedish band ever been like? Has it worked more in your favor, or has it been worked more against you? Or what are some of the unique aspects of being Swedish in this market and world and everything else?
It's hard to tell because a lot of it becomes hypothetical. But
of course, yeah,
I would say that. Being Swedish made you see the world from a different perspective, of course, especially like in America and everything that happens here. And I think that helped us.
What happens here?
Yeah, well, I do have 2 more hours. But I think that's been good for us because it gives a different perspective. And I also think that growing up in a small town in the north of Sweden, there wasn't a whole lot of action. So we sort of had to create our own action. And we had to start our own bands. We had to start our own record labels. We had to put our own shows because there's no one coming through.
Right.
So I think that really helped us to establish our own identity, and not be it's this or that, but it made us build a scene where we lived. And then, I mean, to a certain extent, I think Sweden there's a couple of European countries that have it really difficult when they try to break out of their countries, but Sweden's definitely not one of those countries. Sweden always had a pretty fantastic musical export, like from ABBA until now. Like there's Swedish bands. So I don't think that really hurt us. I think maybe in a sense it also made us more exotic for people. Like, oh, they're Swedish and
100%.
They broke up already. What's happening? Like all these myths and stories about our band. I think that helped. And we ended up on Epitaph because we were on a Swedish label called Burning Heart Records, and Epitaph bought half of Burning Heart in the mid-90s, and we were one of those bands that kind of like, just happened to be part of that deal. And
right.
they put out They put out a record. It came out on Burning Heart in February '98, and then it came out on Epitaph in like September of '98, like 2 weeks after we broke up or some.
Wow.
Nonsense.
Really?
Like, yeah, it came out like right after we broke up, like right after we went home, and it came out. And I think at first Epitaph was just like they didn't really know what to do with it, and then like a year, 2 years later, it just kind of exploded, and we saw this band just take off, and you're like, what's happening with that band? Like, I got a new band. What is going on over there now? But it was super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a fun one for you real quick. I got a little video. I got a little phone a friend video.
All right.
I got for you. I'm going to show it to you and
right. See what happens.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yo, Dennis, what's up, man? Yo, tell Matt about the whole thing that went down with us at the Livid Festival in Australia with the Dropkick Murphys. That's a good story.
So that is our buddy, Conrad, a mutual friend of ours, who we've also had on this show. That's our boy Conrad. A little phone in a question from his synth room.
Yeah. He's got a good synth room. I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
Trail of Dead and Noise Conspiracy. We crossed paths quite a lot. We toured together in the States, and we did some European festivals together. And one of the things we did was we did an Australian tour together. So it's like 2001, because it, no, wait, 9/11, 2001.
2001.
Yeah. It's a couple of months after 9/11, and we're on tour in Australia. One of those it's like one of those touring festivals that go through all Australia. And I'm not afraid to speak my mind about stuff. And 9/11 happened a couple of months earlier, so this is December. And I say something on stage. I say something like, maybe it's good if America doesn't put on the cowboy hat and just go to war. We don't want more innocent people to die like what happened in the state. I mean, he's very, by my standards, pretty mild. It was just like, maybe don't kill more civilians.
Yeah.
And then we heard, the day afterwards, we heard that, because we did some side shows by ourselves, and then we heard our tour manager got word from the Dropkick Murphys tour manager, and they said that they're really upset with us and they wanted to do something about it. And I thought they were joking. I'm like, that makes no sense. And I'm like, what's going on? And they, and then we played another one of these festivals, and Ken Casey from Dropkick Murphys came up to me and he said, I heard you said all this shit about 9/11. I had friends that died. I don't want you talking about that shit. And I try to be like, but it wasn't, like I was just trying to say like, no, more people shouldn't die. And he was like, I don't want to hear it. And he was quite upset with me. And he's a bit of an intimidating character. So I was like, all right. And I said, we had 2 more shows with Dropkick Murphys on this festival. So I said, it's all good. I won't talk about it tonight. If you get this upset about it, I won't say anything. And then I left and I went to our dressing room. And I told the guys in Noise Conspiracy and Trail of Dead that he came up to me and he's like, threaten me a little bit. Like, like if you say more shit like that, shit's going to go down. I'm like, oh. And I left it at that. I told the Trail of Dead guys and the Noise Conspiracy guys, and I left. And then unknowns to me, like after that, Mogwai and Trail of Dead trashed Dropkick Murphy's dressing room. And then Trail of Dead took like the Dropkick Murphys laminate from their dressing room door. And the next day, so Trail of Dead played early on the big stage and we play later on another stage. And I walk in, I know nothing about this. And Trail of Dead goes out on this big stage and they have the Dropkick Murphys sign on the guitar, but it says fuck Dropkick Murphys. And they have this long speech about like, fuck those guys, trying to tell Noise Conspiracy, not talk about politics, fuck those guys. I know nothing about this.
Wow.
So I'm walking in and Ken Casey comes up to me and he's, when people are so angry, there's like steam coming out of their ears.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it felt like. And he's just circling me and he's like, what do you tell those fucking faggots? I'm going to kill us. And I'm just like, I have no idea what's going on. And it's quite uncomfortable to say the least. And they're like, we're gonna kill those guys in Trail of Dead. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on, man. And he's so angry. And then we play, and like some of the Trail of Dead guys on the side of the stage, and I'm singing, and I look back and I see like Dropkick Murphy's guys walking around like prancing around like, where the fuck are those guys? And I'm like, this is super awkward. Oh, and I'm like, I don't want to get my ass kicked by Boston, Boston hooligans. I'm like, fuck this. So when we play, I leave immediately. I go to the hotel room. I'm like fucking locking the doors.
Wow.
Like, and then there's this big after party, and Conrad's there, and the Dropkick Murphy's guys comes up to him and he's like, "You are the fucking guy, right? You said all this shit about Dropkick Murphy." And since Conrad's crazy, he was like, "Yeah, what about it? Come on, dudes." And they got really flustered, and they're like, "Next time, we'll get you next time." And then that was it, I guess. And then the next morning, we were flying back to LA because we were on tour in the States, and we flew over to Australia, and then we come back to the States. And as we pull up at the airport, like Dropkick Murphys pulls up, and I'm like, "This is fucking insane."
Fucking every time.
And then Ken Kasich comes up to me and he said, "Some shit went down this weekend, but we're cool, right?" And I'm like, I don't even know what's happening anymore. So that was the Dropkick Murphys story. And then there's a song on one of their records where they sing about them being misconstrued as tough guys. Because, I mean, sometimes people... And then there's a line in the song that goes, "In Australia, they got us wrong, but we sure as hell aren't vegans, and we sure as hell aren't from Sweden." And I'm like, oh, that is fantastic. So forever,
forever
encased immortalized in Dropkick Murphys'
the legacy
song.
behind.
But I've seen all these Dropkick Murphys, how much shit they talk about Trump. I'm like,
I know.
I'm kind of hats off to them. I'm like, dudes, I'm like, you're not afraid to speak up.
They're in the news right now about it.
So,
which is great.
That's kind of cool. But yeah, that's my
Full
Dropkick
circle.
Murphy story.
That's fucking wild.
Trail of Dead guys, they didn't give a fuck. They
don't give
whatever.
a fuck.
Like whatever. I'm like, I'm a Swedish person. I talk a lot, but I'm a scrawny guy. I don't want to fight.
I had Jason and I had both Conrad and Jason on, and it was so fun because I don't even know if we talked about music. They just went off and tentacle porn and this and that.
Yeah, they're wild people. But I really like those guys.
I love them so. It's another example.
They played in Umeå once, like my hometown, and I had to go get, I think it was Conrad or Jason out of because police
Jail?
took him. Yeah, I don't know what they did. It was some nonsense, and I had to go to talk to the security guards at the festival. It's like, yeah, they're friends of mine. Like, please let them out.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What a man! It's a
they're wild people.
Wild bunch.
Wild
of people.
band. I mean, the first time we played with them in Noise Conspiracy, it was right when they're starting to come up as a band. And I mean, they just, they had a guy on the side of the stage just fixing the guitars they broke, because they broke like 5 guitars every show, kicked over the drums, put the drums back together, they switched. So,
oh my God.
And it was just like, we're like, what is happening over there? And they're just wild.
Wow.
Love those guys.
Love those guys. Salt of the earth, nicest human beings.
Nicest guys.
Just don't be the Dropkick Murphys. They're not going to be nice to you.
No.
Oh, man. Yeah, they're so fun. I'm so lucky. Another reason why I wanted to get this whole thing together is because I became friends with Conrad randomly. We were talking about smoking barbecue meats. And, sorry, you're vegan.
I am vegan, but that's stuff that people talk about.
We were just talking about
that's
food.
stuff that men talk about,
especially in Texas. Oh yeah,
exactly.
How do you cook your brisket? I can do one better. And then we became instant friends. And then later on, I was like, wait, what the fuck? You're in Trail of Dead, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, they're a big deal. Great band.
Do you have any other like wild stories? Have you ever been upside down? Have you ever been playing from upside down? Do you have any tour stories or band stories of people you've gotten in a fight with as well, or people that you've not gotten in a fight with? That you became best friends with?
I try not to fight with people when I'm on tour. Well, I try not to fight with people in general. And I think I'm fairly easy to get along with. So most bands we tour, we end up becoming really good friends with everybody. And, totally. It's all good. I mean, there's been touring in Europe sometimes can be challenging because there's crazy promoters out there. There's crazy people coming to shows. But, I mean, most of the time it's pretty good. Like, I'll share you one more story, and then I'm going to have to do my sound check. But
That means I'm boring you guys.
No. It just means I have other priorities in life. So me and David had a hardcore band called AC4 for a while. I sang and David played bass, and we had two of our old friends and play like fast hardcore. This is in between Refused, Yeah. So maybe 2008, 2007, 2008, something like that. And we're touring in Italy. And we show up in a small town in Italy, and like we're a small band, so like it's like we get paid like $1,000 to play that evening. We're like, we're like, that's good for us. It covers a lot of shows. Well, you get $300. We're like, all right, but it was a good payout, and we're like, that's cool. We play in Italy. There's a bunch of other Italian bands on the bill, and there's another Swedish band. We're like, that's gonna be cool thing. And we show up, and it's a big room. And the promoter walks up to me. He's like this weird skinhead guy, and he says, "Oh, you're AC4, yeah. Way too much money for your band." And I'm like, "Okay, but we're getting paid, right?" He's like, "Of course, everybody gets paid. It's cool. I'm like, "All right, cool." And the show starts, and there's a big room, and there's not a whole lot of people there. It's like 50 people, and I'm like, "All right, it's fine. It happens. You're a punk band. Sometimes 20 people show up," and we play late, then we have a long drive the next day. So I tell the other guys, I'm going to go get the cash because I was the tour manager. So I'm going to go get the cash, and then we can play, and we can leave right after we play. Basically, we don't have to deal with that. So I walk up to the promoter and I say, can I get paid now so we can just leave after we play? And he's like, there's no money. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, there's no people, there's no money. I'm like, but that's not really my problem. No. And he was like, well, I can send you a money order. I'm like, no, I want the cash. I want the money now, as we agreed upon. I booked shows for 25 years. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. That's just a part of the game. He's like, but there's no money. And I'm like, and we were sitting in this like room, like kind of where people come into the venue, but there's no one there. So it's just me, him, and his friend. And I just sit down. I'm like, but we want our money. He's like, there's no money. And I just sit there. And then David walks up and he's like, what's happening? I say, he doesn't want to pay us because he has no money. And then David starts screaming at him. He's like, fuck you, you piece of shit. Give us your money. Give us the money. What the fuck? And I'm like, David, I'll deal with this. Just go away. This doesn't really help the situation. Yeah. And I sit there and I just keep saying, like, we want the money. Doesn't matter. Like, we want the money. Just, I'll walk with you to the ATM. We'll get the money. And finally, the guy goes like, he starts talking in Italian with his friend. And then he busts out, it's like 800 euros, which is not $1,000. And he throws it at me and said, here's all the money I have. Are you happy now? I'm like, not really. And he's like, have you played? I'm like, no, we're playing it right now. And he's like, you got 5 minutes to leave. I'm like, what? I was like, I paid you. Now I'm going to kill your guy. And I'm like, what? What's happening? And he stands up, he takes his shirt off, and he starts screaming, I was born to fight, I was born to kill. And he starts kicking stuff over. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, what is going on right now? And he's like, you got 5 minutes to leave or I will kill you. Shit. So I ran into the dressing room, and the other guys are like literally guitars. The guitars are hanging on their backs. They're like, we're ready to go. I'm like, we're leaving. And they're like, what? I'm like, the guy's going to kill us? I got $800. We're leaving. So we run out. Our merch guy is like, what's happening? Like, we're leaving. So we grab our shit and leave. Wow. And we got $800 not to play.
We got 800 euros, everybody, not to play.
And then it turns out, because then immediately, and also the hotel was right by the venue. It's like, fuck, we don't want to go to the hotel. So we went to the hotel, grabbed our stuff, and just started driving. That fucking guy's going to come to the hotel. So we drove. We called the guy that booked the tour. I was like, 1 a.m, like, we need to tell him the story. He's like, that's fucking crazy. And we drove for like 2 hours, found a motel on the side of the road. Wow. And it turns out that this venue and this promoter did that the whole time. Like he'll tell bands, like, oh, we have no money. I'll send you a money order. And here's my info. I'll send you a money order. It never happened. So that venue and that promoter got canceled. They were like, no one booked. I mean, all the shows got canceled. And then they went out on Facebook and said, well, AC4 came and they're really drunk and they couldn't behave themselves. I'm like, that's not true. I don't drink at all. So, but, shit like that happens when you're on tour. And I'm like, I'm like 40. I'm like, this is not how I imagine it being 40 years old, being like threatened to get killed by some Italian skinheads. But yeah, wow, that's
the world of touring.
Yeah, it's all glamour.
It's all glamour from the outside.
If people only knew,
Yeah, I think Conrad had a similar story with the tour bus. They were talking about getting in a huge fight with a tour bus in Europe.
Yeah.
Tour bus driver.
Shit like that happens. First time we came to Italy in '94, we refused. It's a short one.
Yeah, please.
It played at a huge squat outside Milan, and we did a long sound check, and then when the show started, like it sounded horrible. I got quite frustrated, so I took the microphone and I kind of, hit the monitor with it. And then after the show, this promoter came up, one of the punks, and he's like, "You need to pay for the microphone." I'm like, "Oh no, it's still working. It's no big deal." He's like, "You need to pay for the microphone. You fucking rock star. You can't do shit like that." I'm like, and I was kind of being like, no, it's fine. I'm not gonna pay for the microphone. Yeah. They're like, they took me and the tour manager of the tour down into a room, and then they said, "You need to pay for the microphone." I'm like, "No," and then he just showed his gun, and then he said, "You need to pay for the microphone." And I said, "Yeah, we'll pay for the microphone. Yeah. That's fine. How much do you want for this microphone?"
I think we messed up too, actually.
Yeah. So
wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild.
I'm gonna have all these stories in my biography one of these days.
Yeah, you gotta put that thing out there, man. Well, I won't keep it too much longer, but I gotta say, man, just thank you for everything you do. Such an influential band, such a great person to talk to. And just, thank you for doing one more round. And I hope you have nothing but the best health going out forward. I know that was a scare. And thank you for sharing your story with us and hanging out with me, man. I really appreciate it.
Cool.
And 12-year-old me is freaking out right now.
That's awesome. Well, see you at the show tonight. It's gonna be
see you
great.
at the show tonight.
Cool.
Yeah, then thanks so much.
Awesome. Thanks.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Quick photo of you, if you don't mind, just so I can have it for
the social media.